What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another 2 Minute Tuesday, and in today's episode we're going to be talking about how to keep all that precious tackle that you spend so much money on rust free, so stay tuned. Alright guys, welcome back. So like I said, today we're talking about how to keep all of your tackle rust free. You can see we're in the garage today out by the boat, so I can show you guys kind of what I do to keep my tackle rust free. Now, you guys spend a lot of money on lures. Just like think about a crankbait, for example. You know, you're paying $6 to $7, sometimes $11, $12 a lure. And just tackle costs a lot of money. Like that box I had last year was like $400 to $500 winter box that I racked up. And I've even got tackle up on the deck of my boat here. So keeping your tackle rust free is a huge deal. If it gets too rusty, too cruddy, you end up throwing it out. And just getting a little bit of rust in your tackle box can rust everything in the box. It really sucks once it gets in there. So I just have a few tips, guys, of what kind of I do to keep my tackle rust free so that I can get longevity out of my lures. All right guys, so the first thing that I'm going to be using is these little pads here on the inside of my tackle box. Now this is, they're called Bullfrog rust blockers, I believe. Yep. Bullfrog rust blocker. It sits on the inside of your tackle box, and what it does is it collects moisture within your tackle box. So if you throw a lure back that may have you know, a little bit of wet from using it in the water, you know, you're changing out lures, just throwing them back in the boxes. This is going to collect any of that moisture that may get into your boxes. I have one in every single one of my tackle boxes, and next year I think I'm going to do 2 in each one. It did a really good job this year keeping rust out. I haven't really seen much rust in my boxes at all, but I think 2 would just really ensure that. So I highly suggest that you guys get these for your tackle boxes. Another cool thing about these rust blockers is they also come in like a really big pad too, a lot bigger than this. And I've seen guys open up their compartments and put them on the back side of the compartment, and that'll absorb any moisture that gets inside of the compartments as well of your boat. If you don't have a boat and you're just shore fishing, you got boxes, you know, you might as well make the investment and get, you know, a couple packs of these to put 2 in each box. They're pretty cheap. I think it's like $6 for a pack of like, maybe even cheaper. I don't know. I'll link it down in the description. They're not bad. It doesn't cost a whole lot. You can use them for a lot of different things, just to keep rust off of things. So, like I said, guys, I would honestly, they're pretty cheap to buy, and it's going to save you some money in the end. So I highly suggest that you guys invest in these rust blockers. So the next thing I do, guys, is just off the front of the deck of my boat here, you can see my boats here, just off the front deck, when I get back from fishing, I pretty much, any box that I've dug into, all I do is take the lids, and all I do is just pop them open, and I just flip the lid, keep the box open, and just put it on the deck of the boat just to let those lures dry out and whatnot. I'm not gonna park my boat in the sun and do it, because sometimes the sun can get pretty hot in the summertime and it can melt plastics and whatnot. So I just throw all my boxes on the deck of my boat, open them up, and just let that water kind of evaporate out of there best it can, and just kind of dry out the boxes. And that's a huge thing that you can do, is just letting your boxes dry out. That'll eliminate rust like crazy. Third and final tip for you guys is, a lot of guys on the inside compartments of their boats, or just in their garage or somewhere at home, they just take what is that, like, it's like pegboard, and they put it up, or on the deck of their boats they basically make these little racks on the inside of compartments or just on the boat, where they just take the lure once they're done using it and they just hang it there. So while they're fishing or whatever, those lures are drying out and they're not putting any moisture back into the boxes. They just sit on pegboard. When you either get home, you can put all your lures on a pegboard that you used for the day and let them dry out, or you can build something in your boat. If you have a boat where you can just hang your lures on and let them dry out. I personally don't have that on my boat. I just use the rust blockers and just flip open the lids on the deck of the boat and let everything dry out. And that works out pretty well. If you're shore fishing, you don't have a boat, you can still throw the lids open on them and let it dry out at home. Easy done. So there you have it, guys. That's how I personally protect my lures. Like I said, you spend a lot of money on these things. You invest in a lot of time and money into fishing, so you might as well protect your investments best that you can and really take care of them. If there's anything that I didn't do that mentioned in this video that you guys think is really helpful, drop it in the comments below. I'm sure all of us could benefit, even myself, from some tips that you guys may have that I'm just not thinking of. So if you have tips that are really good for keeping rust off your lures, drop it in the comments below. We'd love to see it and share the knowledge on this channel here. So thank you guys for all the support. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Throw any suggestions in the comments, any videos you'd like to see on a 2-Minute Tuesday or in the future here. I love doing videos that you guys suggest. So without further ado, like I always say, keep fishing hard.